Welcome to Psychology Daily. Week on deception, I will close with 7 tips how to detect deception. But let me remind you first what this week was about. During this week, we discussed how good people at detecting lies, beliefs or stereotypes regarding liars' behavior, myth that liars cannot repeat their stories backward, how eyes can be used to detect deception, how often people lie, and finally, lie detector. I hope you've got some understanding in all those topics. And now, let me start on 7 tips how to perform better at lie detection. This tip is first one because it's most crucial. If you have suspicion about someone, the best way is to keep it with you. Why? Because more person talks, more chances you have to find evidence of deception. By confronting your partner, it is highly probable you will disrupt flow of your conversation. Another reason, your partner can behave differently only because you suspect him, not because of deception. It is easier to detect deception when suspects believe or like you. Similar values, behavior, and word choice can underline similarities between you and suspect. Ask questions about anything that is not threatening and be a good listener. Being polite and supportive helps too. To do so, ask right questions. Open-ended questions always should be in the first place. Tell me everything that happened is much preferred over yes-no questions. When you have received initial account, use probing questions. They define as more intrusive and requiring a more specific answer. They usually starting with active we words. Who, what, why, where, when, which, or how. You said he pushed his wife over. When he did that? Only after those 2 types of questions, it is appropriate to ask yes-no questions. To understand if someone's behavior changed during critical topics, you have to know how he is behaving during neutral topics. It is easier to see behavioral changes of someone you know well. In case of strangers, learn such cues as frequency of hand movements, word choice, pitch, and so on. Any behavior should be interpreted in the context. Close posture in the cold weather is not the same as close posture in the hot summer. Moreover, timing matters too. If person crosses hands after a question, it should raise your suspicion. Here I'll present you some cues that are associated with deception. Liars talk less and their stories contain less details. Moreover, their stories make less sense. They are less plausible and less logically structured. Liars tend to make more word and phrase repetitions. To look convincing, they make less spontaneous correction and less frequently admit lack of memory. They are less pleasant than truth tellers. They make more negative statements and complaints. They are less cooperative. Liars are nervous, exhibit more vocal tension, have higher pitch, more dilated pupils, and fidgeting more. Liars also make less hand gestures, called illustrators, but press lips and raise chin more. Several biases are related to deception. Consistency bias, for example, is a tendency to believe that if some person told 2 consistent stories, he is telling the truth. But there is no empirical evidence for that. Moreover, sometimes liars tell more consistent stories than truth tellers. Confirmation bias. It is tendency to find evidence for your opinion even when there is actually no support for it. If you believe someone is lying, even if it is not true, there is possibility that you will interpret person's behavior according to your belief. Evaluate people with open mind. Truth bias. We tend to believe more that people are telling truth. This tendency is more pronounced when you interact with person face to face. Overconfidence is a problem that comes with expertise. Experts are more confident in their evaluation, but their accuracy is not growing as fast as confidence. I hope those 7 tips will be useful in your life. Tomorrow we start new week and it will be about influence. See you tomorrow.